If you're worried about AI coming and replacing humans, there's one area that I personally have realized it still has not provided any use whatsoever. And that area would be in learning Chinese dialects that are rare. Because I personally am studying a dialect of Chinese that's not as popular as like Cantonese or Shanghainese or any of those. It's called Gan. It's from Jiangxi province in China. And what I've found when I tried to use AI to study it is that it really doesn't understand dialects at all. And when I've also tried to see if there's any way for it to have a conversation with me, because I know a lot of people say, oh, I talked to ChatGPT to practice my languages. There's really no way. ChatGPT, if you ask it how to say certain things in this dialect, it will kind of make up, it'll fantasize or hallucinate the different ways to say things. It doesn't actually know. So maybe some of the most basic things, like how to say eat food or something like that. It might know extremely basic things, but if you try to have it give you an entire sentence, it completely fails. And it's not just ChatGPT. I've tried with DeepSeek. These large language models really still have not understood how different dialects are. They don't know the linguistics of it. And I think it's just because there hasn't been enough training data. Obviously, these things are good with languages, but for some reason, when it comes to dialects, they just haven't put in enough inputs. And it tries to act like it knows and normally just gives me an answer that sounds more similar to Mandarin Chinese instead of the dialect, because it's trying to find the closest thing. And it knows that this dialect exists, it just doesn't know how to say things in it, and it's not a good tool. And in terms of output, if you try to use one of the video platforms that, like one of the language, so what's it called, Sora, if you're trying to use that to make it output dialect, it doesn't know how to do it. And also detection, speaking the dialect to it, it doesn't recognize it. So, well, actually, I think Alibaba has started to have some types of these dialects, because I've seen some stuff when I was trying to research, trying to find a way to use AI to help me boost my studying. I think that they have some recognition of it, like they're working on it, but they still haven't developed to the point where it's open source and everyone can use it. And yeah, if you want to study a dialect, it's still dialect understanding has not reached the point with AI that it can replace humans. So you actually getting in there and learning it yourself would beat out anyone else. So I don't know what kinds of use cases that would necessarily help you. It actually makes it harder to study it, but just kind of I'm putting it out there that AI, hey, maybe if you want to start up some type of dialect learning AI platform, if you're a programmer, you know about that kind of stuff, leave it in the comments so I can try it out, and I think I would get a lot of use out of it. I don't know how many people in your target demographic that would want to use that kind of a product would be, but hey, maybe if there's more people like me, you could go out there and develop that and let me know. I'll be your first user, because really it is tough. I mean, you see all these other people talking about language learning and how they're using AI to boost their studies, but studying a rare language, it still isn't working. And if you do try to use it, it's going to hallucinate and give you the wrong answer. So it's actually not, it's the opposite of productive, because you might believe it and end up studying the completely wrong thing. So what I have to do is I found some like legit linguistic studies on the language, and I have to go through their PDF, but it's super blurry. It's a super blurry PDF. If I didn't know Mandarin, if I didn't know Chinese characters, I wouldn't even be able to use it, because it's written like for a Mandarin or Chinese audience. So I have to leverage my understanding of Mandarin to be able to understand what it says in these PDFs. But then these PDFs since they're super blurry, it's not able to detect the letters. Like, it's not the type of PDF where if you do Control F, you can search it. It's all super blurry. So what I've had to do is I went through page by page and I put the equivalent Mandarin character on each page. Like, I hard input the text so that now when I do Control F, it will take me to the right page that has the character that I want to know how to say. So that was like a 2-hour process going through an entire dictionary of a pretty comprehensive pronunciation. And I had to learn IPA. I had to learn the IPA, what is that, like International Phonetic Alphabet, I think. I had to learn how the IPA works so I would even know how to pronounce the words once I see them. So it is quite a struggle. There's not a lot of learning resources out there. There's not a ton of dialect learning resources. You just kind of have to go seek it out yourself. But yeah, since it is still a manual thing we have to do, it means AI hasn't replaced us yet. So if you want to have the edge up on AI, do one thing better than it, and go ahead and do it. Go ahead and study a dialect. But it'll probably eventually beat us out. It's just not quite there yet.